of the party. When you look at all these developments, Javed, he is now also talking of a counter attack. He says the Congress isn't interested in the truth. The Congress was only targeting me. He's talking of forged documents. What do you make of the Chief Minister's counter attack?
Look, the Chief Minister is clearly beleaguered. He's buffeted. He's been hard pressed, and therefore he's fighting back. He has every right to fight back. As a politician, if political attacks are being made on it, he has every right to fight back. But like I said, if you are in office, there is a greater responsibility. You must not only do the right thing, be seen as doing the right thing. And if you're seen as resisting a probe by an independent inquiry, by an agency which is outside the state, then it lends to all kinds of misinterpretations, and therefore this is something which I believe he ought to have done much earlier. It comes very late in the day, but nonetheless it's a welcome step.
Javed, stay on with me. Let me also bring in India Today Group's managing editor Rahul Kanwal for more on this. Rahul, finally the Chief Minister says, I'm going to request the High Court to order a CBI inquiry into this. He's actually been surrounded, attack coming in from left, right, centre, even from within his party, finally perhaps compelling him to seek a CBI probe.
He's cutting his losses. Yesterday after the interview got over, I asked him, why don't you just hand this case over to the CBI, and why are you allowing this pressure to build to you? And I said, I hope you realize the more you hold out, the more it seems that you've got something to hide. And he didn't say very much. He seemed lost in thought, and later he said, he finally just kind of moved his hands and said, "Kya kare ab yahi karna hoga." So he did say that. Obviously, that wasn't a firm decision, but from that press conference we just heard, he says he thought about this through the night. I know that he's been in constant contact with SK Mishra, who's his closest associate here in the government. They've been brainstorming. The entire national media has descended virtually in several cities and villages of Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur, Jabua, Indore, Gwalior, Morena, Sagar. Their correspondents, they realize that this pressure will continue to build and it needs some kind of a release. And that release could possibly come from the CBI probe. At least that's the calculation. Remember earlier, while the official reason was that the SIT was monitoring this probe and the STF, which is the police, the local police, was carrying out this probe, it was all ultimately reporting to Shivraj Singh Chouhan, even though that's not the way it was. But for all practical purposes, they were all reporting to the state government, because the cops ultimately report to the state police, which reports in turn to the civilian government. But now that the CBI is involved, this matter to some extent at least is out of Shivraj's hands. It's now with the centre. That could create potential trouble, because there are several key aspects of this case which haven't been investigated. Shivraj's PS
buckling under intense pressure. The Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chouhan finally has said that he will write to the Madhya Pradesh High Court and request them to order a CBI inquiry into the Vyapam scam. The Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister finally relented on the question of CBI probe into the Vyapam scam. Chouhan has been facing flack from the Congress, also from elements within the BJP, very powerful leaders within the BJP. Uma Bharti is a union minister, former chief minister of Madhya Pradesh. She gave an exclusive interview to India Today's Rahul Kanwal, and she said that an independent inquiry needs to be ordered in this case. Now, he said while he's satisfied with the inquiry so far, it is essential to respect the people's sentiments. So he will request the courts to order a CBI inquiry. Let's listen in to Shivraj Singh Chouhan before I get you more on the story.
मुझ पे आरोप लगाए गए, बेबुनियाद आरोप लगाए गए. उनका व्यापम की जांच से कोई लेना देना नहीं है कांग्रेस के मित्रों. उनको जो मृत्यु हुई है उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. उनका एकमात्र मकसद था शिवराज को घेरो, इसे चैन से काम मत करने. आरोप मढ़े जाओ, प्रतिमा खंडित करो, खराब करो. और उन्होंने जो आरोप लगाए वो हमेशा असत्य पाए. लेकिन लोकतंत्र का तकाजा है, इस तरह के प्रश्नों का साफ उत्तर मिलना चाहिए. और इसलिए अब तक जो जांच हुई है उसमें विश्वास होते हुए भी माननीय उच्च न्यायालय, सर्वोच्च न्यायालय का आदर करते हुए भी, और सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में भी अगर ये मामला आएगा तो हमारा निवेदन वही रहेगा कि सीबीआई की जांच होनी चाहिए। मित्रों, दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी अभी भी साफ है, लेकिन अगर कोई प्रश्न खड़े हुए हैं तो उसका उत्तर भी मिलेगा। मैं मानता हूं कि इसलिए मैंने ये फैसला किया।
Joining me now with the latest on this big breaking story here on India Today is Managing Editor Rahul Kanwal. Rahul, you spoke at length to Shivraj Singh Chouhan yesterday. What tipped the scales in favor of finally relenting and saying, yes, I will request the court to order a CBI inquiry in this matter?
Let's look over what's changed in the past 24 hours, Gaurav. The Congress has been hitting out at Shivraj Singh Chouhan for several weeks now. Digvijay Singh, Kamal Nath, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Arun Yadav, all of them have been demanding that the probe be handed over to the CBI. They've been alleging that the STF is not doing a thorough job. That didn't move Shivraj. It's the recent spate of deaths that's created international scrutiny. I just received a call from CNN. They're reporting on this. International organizations are suddenly waking up and asking, what is this Vyapam scam? And also, the sniper fire that started yesterday against Shivraj Singh Chouhan from within the BJP. Uma Bharti coming out, all guns blazing against Shivraj Singh Chouhan. Also the fact that Babulal Gaur clearly washing his hands off, saying he's got nothing to do with the investigation, all decisions are being taken by the Chief Minister's office alone. That really left Shivraj Singh Chouhan isolated. We reported day before yesterday that Rajnath Singh, the Home Minister, and Shivraj Singh Chouhan had a long conversation. They were again together yesterday in Jhabua, where a BJP MP had passed away. They'd gone for his prayer service. And again, they had a conversation about this. And what Rajnath Singh were learning told the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister is, think about handing this over. He said that we know that you believe that the probe is convincing. We know that you think that everything's okay. And we know that the courts are still with you. But this is turning into a very explosive cocktail. Think about it. That's what Rajnath Singh left him with. That's also his demeanor. He doesn't pressure people. He makes his suggestion, leaves it to them to decide. I know that the moment we got over, there's a very crucial meeting lined up, which was being discussed while we were there, where this matter was discussed threadbare. Okay. They realized that the entire media, and I see, God, of the kind of impact that media pressure makes. It's not the political pressure so much.
Yes.
The fact that, senior journalists are now in Madhya Pradesh. The fact that this case is being reported, India Today, Aaj Tak, all of us are reporting this case 24/7. That really puts the government under pressure, and they realize this is really a strategic gamble of sorts. They're hoping that once the CBI takes over, the pressure will ease. They can breathe again. Remember, the CBI ultimately reports to a government which is run by the BJP, so he does have that cushion. Yes. But so far they were all reporting to him directly. Now they don't. So he's trying to cut his losses over here, and he's also trying to ensure that this pressure eases.
Stay with me, Rahul. So a desperate gamble to cut his losses. Shivraj Singh Chouhan finally relents, says he's writing to the High Court, requesting them to order a CBI probe into the Vyapam scam. With me is also Executive Editor Javed Ansari. Javed, is he simply cutting his losses? How does the situation change on ground for him? Because the CBI also reports to a BJP government at the center.
Yes, that is a factor. But for apart from all the multiple factors that went behind the decision that Rahul enumerated, I think one thing which weighed very heavily on the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister's mind was the fact that on the 9th of this month, the apex court was going to listen to a bunch of PILs that were petitions that were filed before it. Okay. And there was this lurking fear. There must have been this lurking fear that perhaps the apex court would then order the state government, then order a CBI inquiry.
So he's cutting his losses. Javed, stay with me for a moment. I have former Minister of State for Home, RPN Singh, who's joining us on the broadcast. RPN Singh, what do you make of the Chief Minister saying, I will request the courts to order a CBI inquiry. The Congress is not interested in the truth. It's only targeting me.
Well, Gaurav, this is exactly what the whole BJP leadership yesterday told the nation, that the CBI inquiry cannot be done. It is illegal. We kept saying that they are fooling the people of this country. That is exactly what the Congress said, that if the Chief Minister writes a letter to the CBI inquiry can be set up. It is not that they are trying to, the BJP is under pressure And I would like to congratulate the press of this country and the people of this country that they have risen and made the BJP bend, and their lies has come forward today. What all their spokesmen yesterday said, all their senior leaders said that the CBI inquiry cannot take place. Well, today we see they doing another U-turn and asking for a CBI probe. If Mr. Shivraj Singh Chouhan has nothing to hide, he should step down till his name is cleared by the CBI. He should not continue as the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh.
So, RPN Singh, are you saying that the Congress will not get its feet off the pedal, the foot of the pedal, till the time Shivraj Singh Chouhan resigns as Chief Minister? So far, the Congress demanded a CBI inquiry, but the pressure will be on till he resigns. Is that what you're saying?
What we are trying to say, Gaurav, is, as you have seen, the whole nation has seen yesterday, the whole BJP lied completely to the nation, saying that the Chief Minister cannot write a letter to the court saying that we want a CBI inquiry. The whole BJP's lies has been come forward because everybody has seen that the U-turn they have done within 24 hours.
Yes.
In fact, the Home Minister went on record saying that the CBI inquiry cannot take place without the Supreme Court and without the High Court ordering it. How is it that today Shivraj Singh Chouhan writes a letter for a CBI inquiry? This is why we say that they have something to hide. So till Mr. Shivraj Singh Chouhan does not resign, an independent inquiry will not be possible. We have ministers in the Union Council of Ministers like Uma Bharti saying that she is scared of the kind of danger that is surrounding all the people associated with the Vyapam scam.
Yes.
So can you imagine what whistleblowers and what poor and common people in Madhya Pradesh are going through? This scam, this biggest scandal that has taken place, which has been continuing over many years in Madhya Pradesh, is today going to be open, and I think it's a victory for the people of this country as well as the press.
But RPN Singh, how do things change? Because even the CBI reports to a BJP government. So do you expect things to change, whether it's being investigated by an SIT in the state or the CBI at the center, RPN Singh?
Definitely. We definitely see a change. It is something that all the people who are close to the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh were not being arrested because the local police reports directly to the Chief Minister. The CBI will not be able to have that. The central government cannot have that kind of control over the CBI. The CBI will be apprehending, questioning, bringing forward, and that is why we want it to be monitored by the Supreme Court. The CBI investigation should be monitored by the Supreme Court, and the Chief Minister should step down till this inquiry is on.
RPN Singh, for the moment, many thanks for joining me here on the broadcast. Former Minister of State for Home and Congress leader RPN Singh says that at this point of time, Shivraj Singh Chouhan should step down. Rahul, the Congress is not getting its foot off the pedal. It is mounting pressure. First it was CBI inquiry. Now they're saying that Shivraj Singh Chouhan should step down.
We've just received word, Gaurav, that the Congress is called for a Madhya Pradesh Bandh on the 17th of this month. They're also calling for protests in different parts of the state. There was a lathi charge at the Vyapam headquarters a short while before now, where State Congress Chief Arun Yadav was leading a delegation of youth Congress leaders. The Congress is upping the ante. They don't wish to sit back. They don't want to sit back and ease the pressure. They smell blood. They sense an opportunity. They want to come in for the kill. What Shivraj Singh Chouhan is doing is try and buy some time, try and ensure that this pressure eases, because right now out on the streets of Madhya Pradesh, go to people, there's only one thing they're talking about: what is happening to our state, why are so many people dying. This is the only conversation that people are having, and clearly that feedback, that pressure getting to Shivraj Singh Chouhan. It's very interesting because just 24 hours ago, every single BJP leader from the Home Minister downwards was saying that a CBI inquiry at this time is not legally permissible because the High Court is looking at it. Going to the CBI now would be an insult of the High Court. So insults to the High Court, legally inadmissible, all of that forgotten 24 hours of media coverage later, because they realize that they have their backs against the wall. The only way out of this situation at this time is to hand over the case to the CBI, say, okay, now my force has nothing to do with it, let the CBI probe, let's see what comes. Gaurav, if we have a moment, I want to focus on what the CBI probe might throw, where the CBI really needs to focus, because people aren't really aware of the minute details of this case. Now, the opposition's charge, Gaurav, is that in one particular case, where the connection is closest to Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chouhan, the probe hasn't been proper. This is in the case of Prem Chand Prasad, who was the personal secretary of Shivraj Singh Chouhan. He is accused, he's charge sheeted of having got 200 people admission in the Vyapam case, including his own daughter. He got bail from a lower court. Remember, several of the other accused in the Vyapam case have not been able to get bail even from the High Court. In the case of Prem Chand Prasad, he was able to get anticipatory bail. He never went to jail. He was able to get anticipatory bail after being charge sheeted from a local city court. Whereas a similar case, virtually similar case, is against Pandit Leeladhar Pachauri. He used to stay in as a staff officer in Uma Bharti's residence at B6 Shamla Hills. Now, he has a similar charge against him, but using the fact that her staff officer was involved in the Vyapam scam, Uma Bharti has been named as an accused. Her name is there in the FIR, whereas the crime branch of the Indore police and the SDF has said there's no case against Shivraj Singh Chouhan. He's not even been investigated. Now, if you've got, think about it, you've got a personal secretary sitting in your office making these calls. Did the boss know about it? Did he do it of his own volition? Did the boss? We don't know the answer to that question, Gaurav, and I must say that. But that matter needs to be probed. You can't just give him a certificate without even probing that matter. That hasn't happened yet. And those are some of the aspects the CBI will need to focus on.
And that is where the Congress says just ordering a CBI inquiry is not enough. Shivraj Singh Chouhan needs to step down. Now, Renuka Chaudhary of the Congress also joins me on the broadcast. Ma'am, what do you make of Shivraj Singh Chouhan's decision to finally write to High Court to seek a CBI inquiry, and what's the Congress's next step?
As if he had a choice. As if he had a choice. He would have saved himself a lot of trouble if he had gone into this earlier, and which was the natural course of justice when such weird, bizarre deaths are happening. I mean, anywhere in the world today, people are going to ask you that are we a dumb lot or what? That we just sit and wait for this to happen instead of it being the natural course that should have been adapted in the first place. As the chief minister, he has to be accountable. And instead of which he is happily trying to pass the buck. All this while, so many people have died.
Yes.
Who's going to take the responsibility for that?
As far as the Congress party is concerned, Ms. Chaudhary, are you happy just with a CBI probe, or would the Congress demand a court-monitored CBI probe independent of the government at the centre?
We've been saying this for the past so many days. The party has been saying it, that we want an independent authority, because let's face it, if this saga has reached this far and so many people have died, do we really believe, I mean, in which delusional world are we sitting if you think that there is real justice is going to happen and the truth will come out? It has to be an independent probe. They are the ones who labeled the CBI as Totas and God knows what, and so now they know.
Yes. Javed, this is a major shot in the arm for this entire agitation for justice as far as Vyapam is concerned. But Shivraj Singh Chouhan is simply cutting his losses. The opposition was not just from the Congress, but also from within his party, and that is where perhaps he felt outgunned.
Yes, certainly. He was hemmed in from all sides, and perhaps he thought something had to give, because the kind of pressure that he was under, something had to give, and he's cut his losses, taken the least damaging route. Now, Gaurav, I want to make a point here. I've been talking to certain legal luminaries, and they are of the view that perhaps this has also been prompted with an eye on what the Apex Court will do on 9th of this month. They're listening to a lot of petitions, and perhaps he fears that the Supreme Court may have ordered a CBI inquiry. He's recommended a CBI inquiry. He's tried to preempt it by recommending a CBI inquiry. Perhaps the court in its wisdom can go a step further and say the CBI inquiry will be monitored by the court, and if that happens, then that will be the real thing for the Chief Minister and the Madhya Pradesh administration to worry about, because then it will remove any room for not just remove any room for misunderstanding and misconception, but also remove any elbow room that the government may have had of trying to influence things in any way.
As far as Shivraj Singh Chouhan is considered, Javed, when he says that the Congress party is not interested in the truth, the Congress party is not interested in justice, they only want to malign all the good work that I have done in the state, and now I will tell them. Now, is this Is there an implicit threat in what the Chief Minister is saying, that forged documents were produced and all of this will now come out in public domain?
Documents were forged. This is, I'm sure the CBI will prove this. But he certainly is indicating that he's going to fight back politically. And he has to, because he's been under tremendous pressure. He's being hemmed in, not just by the Congress, but even powerful leaders within the BJP. We had Uma Bharati yesterday. We had Mr. Gaur yesterday. All of them taking pot shot at Mr. Shivraj Chouhan.
Okay, so Javed, I want to quickly cut across to Jhabua, where one of the first victims, Namrata Damor's father, Mehtab Damor, joins my colleague Kamlesh Sutar. Kamlesh, take it away.
देखिए, आज मुख्यमंत्री ने जो घोषणा की है, मैं उससे बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हूँ।
क्या आपको लगता है कि अब सीबीआई के द्वारा जांच होगी, निष्पक्ष जांच होगी, तो इससे आपको न्याय मिलेगा, जिस न्याय के लिए आप पिछले 3 साल से लड़ रहे हैं?
जी है ना, अब माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जो आज घोषणा की सीबीआई से जांच कराने की, मुझे न्याय मिलेगा ही चाहिए, साथ में अन्य लोगों को भी बहुत उसका न्याय मिलेगा। इसे निष्पक्ष जांच होना चाहिए, हम चाह रहे थे, जो आज माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने घोषणा की है।
इनका ये कहना है कि न सिर्फ इनके परिवार को न्याय मिलेगा, लेकिन जिन जिन लोगों से संदिग्ध हालत में मौत हुई, उनको भी इस मांग से न्याय मिलने की उनकी अपेक्षा है। जी,
Justice is what Namrata Damor's family is seeking. She was found dead on the railway tracks near Ujjain in 2012. 2014 is where Namrata's name was taken in connection with the Vyapam scam. And Javed, there are several youngsters, several promising lives that are affected. Let me just once again listen into Kamlesh Sutar.
कैसे देखते हैं आप इसको, इस पूरे बयान को?
मानो सभी पक्ष ये चाहेंगे कि भाई कम से कम निष्पक्ष जांच सामने आए, ये सभी के अपेक्षा है। अभी तक जो हो रहा था, जो जांचें चली थी, ऊपर टप्पी चली थी, तो निष्पक्ष जांच हो नहीं रही थी, इसलिए सीबीआई की जो जांच करने का निर्णय लिया है, ये बहुत सही निर्णय है।
लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री को इस पर बोलने की जरूरत नहीं, वो कहते कि वो छोटा मोटा मामला है। क्या लगता है ये छोटा मोटा मामला है आपको?
इतने लोगों की जान गई है, इतने लोगों की मृत्यु हुई है, तो छोटा मोटा मामला था ही नहीं है, इसलिए जांच तो निष्पक्ष होना चाहिए।
क्या कहीं लगता है कि प्रधानमंत्री ने खुद इस बारे में कोई पहल करनी चाहिए, इसके बारे में बयान देना चाहिए?
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री को अब इस मामले में अपन नहीं बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन क्या है कि निष्पक्ष जांच होना चाहिए, अपना वो अपेक्षा है बस।
सिर्फ निष्पक्ष जांच होनी चाहिए, इनका कहना, और छोटी मोटी बात है नहीं है, ये इनका कहना है।
Now, Namrata wasn't the only promising life that was snuffed out or that we lost. There were several others. Dr. Arun Sharma, Akshay Singh, Vijay Singh, Shailesh Yadav, Amit Sagar, Dr. D.K. Sakhale, Ramendra Singh Bhadoria, Namrata Damor, and these are names, these are people who were connected to Vyapam in some way or the other. Will a probe be able to ascertain, did they lose their lives because of Vyapam, or was it just a death that happened naturally, or some other reason their names were only in association with the Vyapam scam? And these are some of the faces that you see on your television screen. Dinesh Jatav, he died in a road accident. Deepak Jain, again he passed away in a road accident. Bunty Sikarwar, he allegedly committed suicide. Devendra Nagar died in a road accident. There were road accident deaths, there were suicides, there was death due to excess consumption of alcohol. Javed, 46 deaths according to the Congress, 25 plus deaths according to the special investigation team that was investigating Vyapam. But all of this points to something that is out of the ordinary.
Without doubt, Gaurav, even if one is to go by official figures, which puts the figure at 26, it's extremely disturbing. It's not normal for 26 people, and it can't be by any and it's too much of a coincidence that people related to one case, 26 people related to one case, die in mysterious circumstances. So obviously there's something going wrong there. We cannot say who is responsible. It's for the investigating agencies to do this, and therefore I'm I'm of the view that not just the CBI inquiry, but this inquiry ought to be monitored on a daily basis by the Supreme Court. Because let's not forget, the CBI has a history, it carries a baggage, it has a reputation of kowtowing to the wills of those who are in power. And therefore, for the ends of justice to be met and for people to be satisfied, there has to be an inquiry, not just by the CBI, but it has to be monitored by the apex court.